That hood don't have to give up the shooter. They let him leave out of town. They let him leave out of state. We just supposed to take the L. We said, hell nah. You kill my family, and you don't get punished. You get to leave, and you gotta suck it up. Nah, bro. See, these shot callers, you taxing hoods. You gotta pay rent to be active in Cali. And them old dolphins in the Bay, Pelican Bay, counting shots. Care about one thing, and one thing only. Their money, well, two things. Their money and the dope that gets them high.
Alright, I want to speak on this. Shout out to stories written by a current prisoner. Tony runs that channel. Alright, so this is a guy who has made a few appearances on Tony's channel, and I like this segment that I just played for you. He's basically giving you the game. For Hispanic gang members in California, if you're running as a, they've got two systems in place. They've got the Norteños in Northern California. So if you're a Hispanic gang member, you fall under the Norteños when you go to prison. And you have Sureños, and the Sureños are for the Southern California Hispanics. And the leading structures, the dominating structures that control both of them is Nuestra Familia. The NF controls Norteños, and the Mexican Mafia controls Sureños. Now, he was associated with the NF, and basically, the way from what I hear from a lot of people who are actually in prison, and people who have come home from prison, and this guy right here is in prison right now, doing his time. Tony only interviews people who are really serving life sentences, and thank God for these video chats because we're able to communicate with them more effectively. And basically what happens is the guys who are at the top of the organization, Mexican Mafia and Nuestra Familia, a lot of those guys get high. In prison, there are a lot of drugs. And the guys who are the shot callers, they have access to the drugs. No foot soldier can bring drugs to the yard without breaking off the OG, the shot caller, whether it's the NF or the Mexican Mafia. And a lot of their leaders and shot callers are heroin addicts. So basically, there's a mentality out there, a theory out there that says that these guys who have the leadership positions who have life sentences, and they're basically in prison for the rest of their lives, and they do their time by getting high. And since they have these shot caller positions, they're able to have control over a large amount of drugs, and they use that to their benefit. And he's basically saying that the foot soldiers, your job is to listen to these guys, even though you might have a release date, even though you're not doing life. You have to listen to these guys. You have to allow these guys to control you. And even if you're free in the free world, your hood has to pay taxes to these guys. And a lot of that money is used for these guys to get high in prison. If you're a Norteño and you're a part of a gang, you got a little street gang in Northern California, you've got to pay taxes to the NF. If you're a Sureño, you have to pay taxes to the Mexican Mafia. And they have people who come through these hoods and actually collect the taxes. And if a group doesn't pay the taxes, they're green. They're put on the green light list, and they are, all other Sureños and Norteños are, ordered to, take them out. And he's basically saying, if you join a gang, if you're a Hispanic, you're basically signing your life over to a bunch of guys who have life sentences, and they're also dope fiends. Yeah, man, that's real.